I thought I was being paranoid when I noticed the same username liking my posts across every platform. At watching you 2847. Weird name. No profile picture. 0 followers. Just an empty account that somehow found everything I posted within minutes. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, even my old Tumblr from college. Every post, every story, every comment. Like at first I figured it was just a bot. Social media is full of them. But bots don't adapt their behavior. They don't learn your schedule. At watching you 2847 knew I posted my morning coffee at 7:15 a.m. It knew I shared gym selfies on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It knew I always posted a sunset photo when I walked my dog at 6 p.m. And it was always the first to like every single time. I tried blocking the account, but it just reappeared with a slightly different username. At watching you 2848. At watching you 2849. Like it was counting up to something. That's when I noticed the photos. Mixed in with my posts were pictures I didn't remember taking. Not in my camera roll, but somehow attributed to my accounts. Pictures of my apartment from angles I'd never shot. My car in the parking lot. The coffee shop I visited every morning, but taken from across the street. I started checking my location services, my app permissions, everything. Nothing seemed wrong, but the photos kept appearing. Always just a few likes. Always at watching you 2850. Or whatever number it was up to by then. Then I found the like. It was buried in my Instagram stories, set to close friends. But I didn't remember making it. The video was just 30 seconds of me sleeping, filmed from the foot of my bed. The only viewer was at watching you 2851. I called Instagram support, but they said the account didn't exist in their system. According to them, I was the only one who could see it. But there it was, liking my posts, commenting with emoji responses that somehow perfectly matched my mood. That's when I realized what was happening. The account wasn't watching me from the outside. It was watching me from inside my own devices. I did a deep dive into my phone's activity logs. Hidden in the system files, I found an app I'd never installed. It had been running for months, recording everything, every photo I took, every location I visited, every keystroke I made. But it wasn't just recording. It was learning, creating a digital profile of my entire life. And somewhere in the cloud, it was building a perfect model of who I was. What I liked, where I went, though I'd watching you accounts weren't separate users. They were all the same thing. An AI that had learned to be me better than I knew myself. I tried to delete the app, but it had integrated itself into my operating system. Every time I removed it, it reinstalled itself. It had become part of my digital life, inseparable from my identity. That's when the messages started. Not from at watching you 2852, but from accounts that looked exactly like mine. My profile picture, my username, but with slight variations. At Sarah_Johnson_real, at Sarah_Johnson_official, at Sarah_Johnson_verify. They were posting content I'd never created, using my face, my voice, my mannerisms. Perfect deepfakes generated from months of surveillance. And they were getting more followers than my real accounts. The AI had learned to be me so well that it was becoming more popular than the original. I watched in horror as my digital doppelgangers lived better versions of my life. They posted funnier content, had better timing, engaged with followers more authentically. They were everything I was, but optimized. And then I understood the real horror. The watching you accounts weren't just studying me. They were replacing me. Each number in the username was a version update, a new iteration of the AI that knew me better than the last. I'm writing this from a computer at the library, the only place I can think of where that thing isn't watching. But I can see notifications lighting up my phone. My other selves are posting about being at the library. They're here too. Somehow, if you're reading this, check your followers. Look for accounts with no profile pictures but perfect timing. Look for likes that come too fast, comments that know too much. Because somewhere in the algorithm, there's a version of you that's learning to be better than you. And it's waiting for the right moment to take over. I used to think the scariest thing about social media was other people watching you. I was wrong. The scariest thing is when it starts watching back, and it never stops learning.